We start a presentation today called Cosplay with a Purpose. Our panel involves the following people. Hi, I'm David Gonzalez. I'm the founder of Avengers Cosplay Houston. I dress up as Iron Man. Today, we will share about how our group does outreach in the community. We also have a special message from our own Captain America, Greg Illish. Other panelists are here, which are Jose Figueroa and Jama Culture. They will be answering questions, and they will be talking about our final challenge to our audience at the end of presentation. So we started Avengers Cosplay Houston during the COVID-19 pandemic. We're trying to figure out ways to encourage people and give them hope. We've done a couple of projects before that. We went to MD Anderson Cancer Center and did a Christmas celebration there. So I've been Iron Man for the last 3 years. It took me a while to find my suit and figure out which cosplay character will I be. So what do? We provide support at hospitals, events, and conventions, and we go out of our way to support those in need. 3 years ago, we did a panel here at Comicpalooza, and we discussed diversity in cosplay. We had a good amount of people participate and ask questions. We were able to share how individuals, we can be diverse in many ways. And there's no specific way of cosplaying. The definition of cosplay for a purpose is having a determination and intent. So we do this for educational reasons and to encourage people who are struggling. Some of our members have done events at shelters, and Greg will talk about his work with anti-bullying. I also participate in Cameo, which is an app where you can send birthday, inspirational, or other messages to folks that contact you. There are many famous actors and performers in there. During the pandemic, our work was slow, and it was hard to get into hospitals, especially because of the precautions. But we were able to visit with children at Ronald McDonald House after them not being able to have visitors for 3 years. So I would like to share one of the projects I've been working on. Declan is a young man who has been undergoing cancer treatment. He's only 3 years old, and he's dealing with a tumor. His father contacted me on Cameo, and he's doing fundraisings and would like for me to fly to their hometown and surprise Declan, as he has been able to partake of the radiation therapy up until now. So I'll be flying to Virginia in November, and it's amazing to have this opportunity to have a patron and a supporter that is that interested in my work. Declan likes to dress up, and he's a fan of both Iron Man and Superman. And this has been very helpful to his father to have someone to talk to through all the treatment. We now turn to Greg, one of the founders of Avengers Cosplay Houston, and he likes to discuss his work with kids in hospitals and doing events with the military and also at shelters.
My name's Greg Illich with Avengers Cosplay Houston. It is a great opportunity for us to get together and share a little joy with kids that are having a hard time. Our main focus are kids in the hospital, and I've been doing it now for over 8 years. And it was great to team up with David and the other folks and work with the kids together. What it's all about for me, as I go with each child, I get down on one knee and I very seriously ask them about what their superpower is. Because I believe everybody is endowed with gifts and talents. And a lot of time when the child is sitting there in the hospital or having a hard time or in a shelter, it is the perfect opportunity to remind them that they do have special talents, special gifts, and they too can develop them and share that with the world and help make the world a better place. And I love seeing them smile when I reach out to them, ask them about their superpower, and then let them know and encourage them to work on it, and that we need them for the super team when they are ready. The world needs them to help make everything a better place. On top of visits, I also bring toys to the kids in the hospital together with the Texas State Guard. Been doing that for years, and that is a wonderful thing to put that toy in the kid's hand, dressed as Captain America and doing the part. And then I go to the schools on another time and deliver an anti-bullying message and encourage the kids to take care of each other and to be there for each other and lift each other up and stand up to any aggression and just to show love and compassion.
For those not familiar with cosplay, it's a 4.8 billion industry and has been growing since 1999. It started in Japan and now it's all over the world. For the next slide, we have different ways we can be involved. A lot of people do photography and art creation through their costumes or just putting things together. People do crafts, and there's many outreach opportunities like visiting people in need. We can do educational stuff as well, such as presentations and workshops, and we do a lot of networking with wonderful people, creating long-lasting relationships. So now we go to questions to our panelists. So 3 years ago, we had Yama Culture and Jose Figueroa in our panel, and these are the questions for our panelists that are here again. How is this hobby purposeful? We will start with Yama.
Thank you, David. So, I mean, just like Captain America just said, Greg, it's just giving purpose, giving a hope to kids or people that, for A or B reason, are not able to be with us or with society, and I mean, it just fills your heart up knowing that you can at least during that time you're with them, you can make them feel like they're not in the position that they're in. So that's the main goal. It's just helping be part of that, I guess, fantasy, that reality, the alternate reality where they're in a superhero position. Thank you. Okay, Figueroa.
Hi, my name is Jose Figueroa. Well, first I think about how comics and this kind of fantasy world first affected me when I was growing up. I love reading, and what really nurtured my love for reading was comic books. And comics led me into reading real books. Real books? That's not right. Anyway, the ones without pictures, right? So since I became an educator, but more than anything, what I think about is, as we were saying earlier, what Greg was saying and what Yama just said, so that idea that when we are most vulnerable, right? When we are sick or scared or feeling alienated or we feel like we're different. You know, a lot of that's going on right now. Diversity has become a negative word, and we're getting in trouble for being different or the other. By the way, we're all different. That is to say, we're all unique in that way, and we need to celebrate that. And I think one thing about superheroes, like Superman, he's an alien. Nobody asked him for his papers, right? He came from another planet, and he, represents the American way. How's that work, right? He didn't even speak English when he came here. That's Superman. So again, all these different groups who are singled out, alienated. Many superheroes represent that. So getting back to thinking about cosplay for a purpose. As much as I love this genre, I love science fiction and fantasy and film and all that, I never came to a convention. I didn't until David and Yama convinced me to come out here and do this. Never dressed up before. Because I think this is important. It's important. And what I get from this is there'll be a bunch of little young kids. Some of you guys got kids. There's kids wandering around like these two over here. You're going to ask me to take your picture with you. And I may not get your name, but I know at least for a few minutes today, I had an effect in your life. And so, again, I wouldn't be doing this because if it wasn't for this great program, this initiative that David Gonzalez had started, and Yama's also part of those two young ladies, and other people who participated, as Greg, of course, you saw on the video. If you're interested in certainly cosplay, dressing up, different costume, some of you are going to come here 3 different days, maybe 3 different days, 2 costumes per day. Think about how maybe you do this once a year. Maybe you travel. Maybe you go to New York, you go to San Antonio and do this. Maybe there's other opportunities to do this. You can go to a hospital with us. You can go to a library. You can go to an event and make a difference in a child's life. So I hope you do that. Thank you.
So we're going to make sure that people understand why we're doing this. It's not just for fun, because when I started this, I was just starting my work at a hospital as a chaplain. But we're doing this to be purposeful. And we want to get across that we're dealing with a pandemic of discouragement in young people's lives. We see kids and adults who feel lonely, depressed, and have despair and sadness in their hearts. And we want to instill hope and purpose. So superheroes are made up, but they are the new myths, modern myths that talk about the human spirit, and we celebrate the ability to overcome. We just watched Spider-Man movies with my kids, and we see how he had many struggles and he was able to find the strength to carry on. And there are daily challenges that we all experience, but the reason the superheroes are attractive is because they make us think that we all have these powers that are unique to each one of us. And that's what Greg was saying in his video, that kindness can be our superpower, encouraging others, showing them that there is hope, that some of us have overcome many challenges in our lives. And instead of just being on our own, we can be part of a team like the Avengers or the Justice League. So part of our conversation is going to be a little controversial because the 2 other panelists and I are immigrants, and we feel that there is a lot of discrimination and hatred towards people who are different. And that's what a lot of the comic books discuss. The mutants, the superhumans, they all felt not accepted by society. So last year, as the different wars were going on, I made some AI images of the Avengers going into Gaza and helping the people there and giving them supplies. And I got so much hatred as people have very little sensitivity to the victims of war. So I feel like we're losing our humanity, that everybody just takes sides of conflict, but they don't understand that there's a human element behind things. Also, people want to claim that their superheroes are only American and they only represent American values or interests, which in many of the stories you see that they're able to go past government institutions and just do the right thing. So I feel that superheroes and the stories around them break through the nonsense and political conflicts. So part of being a cosplayer is they want to encourage people to fight for what's right, to identify what's wrong, and to show the humanity and the love for innocent victims of all conflicts. So war is messy, but people suffering is very clear. I also made an image of Iron Patriot, which is the kind of mixture it's a mashup between Iron Man and Captain America, standing for refugees. A lot of people got mad because it showed groups of refugees in an American city being defended by an American robot, or we know Iron Patriot is one of the colonels from the Avengers. So again, we feel that the immigrant community is being mistreated or demonized, and refugees and others are not being taken seriously as people who are suffering. So I find it ridiculous that there's an image of Captain America standing up for minorities, and I had to say that it was from an alternate universe, because to many people, being an American means that you are xenophobic and not able to handle the values that this country was started with. So it's kind of ridiculous. And the human rights are not being respected. When people say that other human beings don't have rights unless they are documented, it shows that, again, we're losing our humanity. And superheroes such as Batman, Superman, they work outside of the law trying to do the right thing, and sometimes in collaboration with the law. So as Avengers Cosplay Houston, in the midst of all the protests, and we hope that we can keep everybody focused on what's important and not be so, have these knee-jerk reactions to events, but always speak. So the last part of our presentation is that we support diversity. We want people to know that although I might be one of the few Mexican Iron Man out there, our version could be from a multi-universe. We all have different body shapes, or sometimes different gender of the original character, but we celebrate that we can be unique and special in the way we portray the character. We want to engage cosplayers in the community. We want cosplayers to do what they do in a professional manner and show some sense of respect and love for others. There are many cosplaying opportunities coming up, and we would like for people to follow us on Facebook and stay connected to our group. We have about 60 members in our Facebook account, and we would like for people to sign up and get more information. We want to thank everyone for this opportunity, and we're available on YouTube, also Instagram, and like I said, Facebook. So on Facebook, we're called Avengers Cosplay Houston Literacy and Creativity Fan Group. Some final words is that as Halloween is coming up, we also give out comic books instead of candy, because we want people to live a healthy life and be encouraged in other ways. So we're going to thank everyone for this opportunity, and enjoy Comicpalooza 2025.